Hello friends, my name's the real Emile. Now, when you think of Aston Martin, you think of ultimate grand tourers, cars like the DB9 and the Vanquish. Yeah, this isn't that. What this is, however, is the new Vantage GT12, the latest evolution of the long-living Vantage. When the all-new Vantage started out in 2005, it was known as the baby Aston and featured an elegant and pretty body, and it sported a V8 engine. 11 years later, and the once sleek, almost understated body has become home to a huge array of splitters, grills, diffusers, and of course, that mighty rear wing. This thing looks like the absolute business when it comes to destroying tracks, yet it still manages to be a pretty car. Maybe it lacks the simple beauty of the original design, but it still looks great from almost every angle, and mercifully they got rid of that strange carbon lipstick effect the V12 Vantage S had. Overall, I think the GT12 looks amazing, with its orange highlights and array of carbon fibre add-ons. In fact, this might be my favourite Vantage to date when it comes to the looks department. Still, if you think it looks mad, then you need to know about the beast that lives underneath it all. The engine is one of the true greats of recent times, the legendary Aston Martin 6-litre naturally aspirated V12. First appearing all the way back in 2003 with the DB9, I still remember when we thought they were mad over adding this engine to the original V12 Vantage back in 2009, where it was producing 510 horsepower. Now, it's gone up to 593 horsepower, which is pretty crazy for a car the size of a Ford Focus. Onto the interior now, and despite all of the carbon fibre, it is definitely a standard Aston affair. It's well designed and has a surprising amount of equipment with sat-nav, climate control and electric windows, meaning this isn't a totally stripped out, barely legal race car. Visibility is okay, although the low roofline and slight large dash means it's not quite as good as I'd personally like it to be. It's also worth noting that the boot is actually of a decent size. If you wanted to go golfing or something, you'd be set. But obviously, you don't care about that. You want to know how it drives. So, what is it like? Well, this car is absolutely fantastic to drive. Honestly, it's one of the best cars I've driven so far in Forza Horizon 3. So why is it so damn good? Well, let's start on the speed front first. The GT12 gets away from the line clean with great launch and great acceleration. Up to around 150 miles per hour, it is pretty rapid, with 0 to 60 being conquered in just 3.7 seconds. Couple this to a snappy 7-speed gearbox with good ratios, and this figure seems relatively accurate. Due to the sheer amount of downforce, however, it will struggle after around 150 miles per hour. Although a top speed of 181 miles per hour is claimed, I was only able to hit 167 in a top speed run. But then again, you won't be buying the GT12 for its speed. Nope, you'll be buying this thing for its handling, and my god it handles well. In fact, that's an understatement. It is incredible. The amount of sheer grip this thing produces is insane. You can take corners with an immense level of speed and be absolutely fine. If you push it too hard, the car will warn you with some very slight understeer, which is easily countered by just easing off a little bit. Other than that, it's almost impossible to upset the Aston. You can full throttle it out of almost every single corner no problem. The car will just stick to the tarmac and stay utterly planted. And that's really the beauty of this car. Anyone can drive this thing quickly and have no issues at all. It's extremely easy to drive and makes a great choice if some of the other tricky track toys are too hard to handle. Add on the very good brakes, which will slow you right down if they need to, and you have a truly incredible handling car, and maybe one of the best in the game. So, in summary, while it may not be the best car for straight line speed, the GT12 is honestly one of the greatest cars I've driven from stock in a long time. In terms of handling, it rivals the Viper ACR for me. It is that good. I adore the way this car drives. It suits me down to a T. While there's certainly more fun cars to drive, almost nothing can touch the Aston Martin in the sheer grip department. So, what price do you pay for all this amazing handling? Well, 400,000 credits. Which may seem a little steep, but with cars being more expensive in Horizon 3, that isn't actually a bad price. It's around the same as most supercars, and while they may be quicker in a straight line, through corners and the GT12 will eat them alive. Would I recommend the GT12 to you? Without a shadow of a doubt. Go drive the GT12 right now. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Well, as long as you actually like racing cars instead of drifting them. Anyways friends, that is it for today. Thank you all very much for watching. My name's been the real Emile, and until next time, farewell.